matter what they're doing in their life, the second they find out that they have a terminal illness, they all have the exact same reaction. And they wish that they flew across the country for that graduation, or they were a little bit more patient with their child or their wife or something else, right? So you just keep spreading that positivity. But let's dig right into the actual tactical side of things. So you don't know me. I'm a real estate agent. I know nothing about social media production or anything that I do know. And I'm just coming over to you and saying, James, I'm so busy. I know I got to be doing social media. I have no idea how to do it. All these people are on Instagram. They have sold photos and I feel like they're doing something and I'm not. Where do I get started? Should I just pay somebody to handle my social media so I can keep selling? What are
No,
you telling me?
absolutely not. The very first thing we try and find out is what channels they have. And then we figure out what channels is they put some type of effort towards. And we start with one, right? But the essential side of it is they have to do videos. It's mandatory. It is non-negotiable, because if you won't do a video, you won't do videos. There's no way I can really help you, right? And until they can accept that, everything else is just a waste. And of course, I can show them the numbers when they start to say, "Well, I just want to generate leads." You don't need me for that. Right? You can go hire anybody to help you generate leads. So the first thing we try and get people to do is a welcome video. You know, a welcome video is, who are you? What do you do? What area you service? Why do you sell? Right? Give me some context. And you'd be amazed at the people that have never thought about that, right? They never thought about, like, why am I selling real estate anyway? Why am I selling here anyway? Right? And then there are those that have, and that's just to get people in the awareness of what they look like and what they sound like. The faster you can get over that, the quicker we can move into tactical stuff. Now that we got you doing videos, now let's become tacticians, and now let's be more strategic about where we're positioning stuff. So if you think Facebook, think Instagram, right? If you think YouTube, think Facebook, right? Because it migrates over. And if you do YouTube, you can go from YouTube, Facebook, and then you can go to Instagram. So there's a trifecta when you understand just how content is consumed, and the reason why YouTube is a good starting point if you're going to do it. But if you're not, just go to Facebook and then migrate to Instagram, because YouTube has a higher intent. It's all search based, right? Everything on YouTube is search based. They're not going on YouTube because they just was scrolling, right? They actually searched something. You became in a echo chamber, or either in there searching, right? And your stuff is now propagating. With Facebook, that's more of an interruption. Instagram, interruption. LinkedIn, interruption, right? When you understand interruption requires entertainment. Entertainment is a little bit different because it requires things like pattern interrupts, and then you educate. If I'm just on YouTube, I can go straight into the education based off of a solution. I'm building stuff based off of problems, right? Solution based. So once we've gotten you there, and if depending on where you are, right, that this is the best way for us to understand where to position the content. The consistency of the content is what's gonna make the difference, right? Where right now I'm trying to tell people, let's forget all that. Let's focus on short form, because that's easier for you, and it's an art to short form, right? Where vertical base, under a minute videos is the way of the future right now, because everything is beginning to migrate over into that space where we go from Musically into TikTok. TikTok has validated it works. Instagram has embedded IG Reels. YouTube has in public beta YouTube Shorts, and there are other things that are coming into place. That same behavior happened when Snapchat came out and they started to do ephemeral based content, and we didn't understand what ephemeral was. It was like, oh, this is 24 hours and I'm not going to listen to it. And we dismissed it and didn't even pay attention to the features that was given. And it validated that type of content is consumable. Now, every platform offers stories. Every last one of them. They don't even need it. Offers some type of story component, and it's all there, right? And the exact same behavior is happening with short form content right now, right in front of us. And we're not, as long as we're paying attention, we can see it, right? But if you're willing to learn the art of short form, that can be the gateway to anything else you want to do, because it doesn't take long to get out a minute video. There is a process, but to get a quick minute video out, a 30-second video, you can pump a dozen of those out if you dedicate maybe 2 hours to just getting it done, right? And then you'll start to notice your conversations need more, right? I'm having trouble hearing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're
My
good, brother.
watch.
I was gonna say on that note, I mean, literally a conversation I had an agent with today, or I had a conversation with an agent today. She had a realtor.ca lead, wanted to see a house. And I'm like, are they under buyer rep? Like, do you know if they're working with an agent? And she said, well, I don't know. And I said, well, make sure you have that buyer rep sign. And we got into an in-depth conversation about it. And I'm like, you're going to spend 2 hours of your time going and showing this property with an unqualified buyer. That 2 hours would be better sitting down, banging out some videos and working on your actual business and having something that's going to have an everlasting, evergreen impact on your business in the long run than chasing a lead that statistically less than 3% of really convert to buyers unless you're doing the proper qualifications, right? We like people just chase bright, shiny objects when the gold is literally sitting right in front of them.
That's the old, but it's an old narrative. That's what they know, right? You know, that's why people like, I need a lead. Why don't we chase conversations? Well, what is that? But if I went and Target and someone says real estate, we're quick to, oh, you're thinking about real estate? Well, let me tell you, right? We'll do that there. But we won't do something like that on video where we can go from 1-to-1 in Target to 1-to-many by what you just pointed out, in a sense of, why don't I show you what this property is, give you context to it? Now that person has some perspective. And when they want to see it, the rapport is built, the intimacy is tapped into, and they may be more likely to they may not buy that house, but they may be more likely to do business with you because they had time to really hear your heart and hear who you are as a person. And it's just a different approach, and video is dynamic, you guys. It's not, I don't want you guys to think of, well, I did the video and that's it. That's your conversation ongoing over. It's just repetitive. You just don't have to do it.